Whether you're pouring concrete, reading meters, inspecting properties, or working near someone's backyard, encountering a dog on the job is more common than people realize. For field workers, especially in construction, utilities, deliveries, and residential services, dogs aren't just pets. They're a potential hazard. Dog bites aren't just painful. They can cause serious injury, infection, lost time, liability claims, and long-term physical or emotional trauma. And the reality is, these incidents happen fast. You won't always have time to think things through in the moment. That's why this training is designed to give you a clear, realistic understanding of dog encounters in the field. This course is divided into 4 focused sections. First, understanding dog behavior and body language. Second, avoiding risky situations and staying safe near dogs. Third, what to do when a confrontation happens. And fourth, how to respond after a bite or incident. Each section builds on the last. You'll learn how to spot the danger early, how to avoid escalating it, and how to respond when things don't go as planned. Let's begin by focusing on what dogs are trying to tell us, and why it's critical to pay attention before they bite. Here's the first thing to know. Dogs rarely bite out of nowhere. Most incidents involve warning signs that get missed or misunderstood. That's why awareness is the key to prevention. So why do dogs bite in the first place? In most cases, it's not about aggression. It's about fear, defense, or territory. Maybe the dog is scared. Maybe it thinks you're a threat to its home or owner. Maybe it's protecting food, puppies, or a space it views as its own. Or maybe it's startled, sick, or simply overwhelmed. Understanding these motivations helps you stay alert, respectful, and prepared. Dogs speak primarily through body language, and they're usually communicating long before they ever bark or bite. A relaxed dog will look loose in posture, have a soft expression, and may wag its tail loosely or pant gently. This doesn't necessarily mean the dog is friendly, but it's not showing signs of tension or stress. But if the dog's posture starts to change, pay attention. Here are some of the most important warning signs of a dog that's feeling anxious or aggressive. Stiffened body or frozen posture, tail held high and wagging stiffly, ears pinned back or forward aggressively, intense staring or a fixed gaze, growling, snarling, or low barks, raised fur along the back known as hackles, yawning or lip licking which can signal nervousness, avoiding eye contact or suddenly turning the head. A very common misunderstanding is that a wagging tail means they're friendly. That's not always true. A tail wag can indicate excitement, but it can also mean agitation or high alert. If the wag is stiff, fast, or only at the tip, be careful. Context is everything. Another clue to watch for is freezing. If a dog suddenly stops moving and locks eyes on you, that's not a neutral stance. It's assessing you as a possible threat. Backing away slowly in that moment is often your best option. Let's also talk about stress signals. Some dogs don't want confrontation and will try to de-escalate. They might yawn, turn their head away, or show a quick lip lick. These are polite dog signals that say, "I'm uncomfortable." If these signals are ignored, the dog may feel it has no choice but to escalate. Now consider your surroundings. Is the dog in a fenced yard? On a chain? Loose and unsupervised? Are you on private property or public space? Dogs are more likely to be territorial when you're near their home, their family, or their food. It's not personal. They don't know you're just there to fix a pipe or drop off equipment. All they see is a stranger in their space. And don't assume you know a dog just because you've seen it before. Dogs have good days and bad days, just like people. A normally friendly dog might be sick, startled, or feeling protective on any given morning. Treat every encounter as a new one. Never assume a dog will behave the same way twice. Also, don't rely on size or breed alone. While some breeds are more territorial, any dog, big or small, can bite. What matters most is posture, context, and behavior. Focus on what the dog is showing you in the moment. In fieldwork, dogs often appear suddenly, under porches, around corners, or behind a fence you didn't notice. That's why it's important to look for signs before you start the job. Food bowls, chains, toys, barking inside the home, even scratch marks near gates or doors. These are your early indicators that a dog is present, even if it's not visible yet. And remember, you can't control the dog, but you can control your awareness. You can choose to slow down, scan the area, avoid cutting through yards, and stay aware of escape routes or barriers if a dog appears. To recap this section, dogs usually show signs of stress or aggression before they bite. Warning signs include stiff posture, growling, fixed stares, and nervous gestures like yawning or lip licking. Don't assume a dog is safe based on breed, past behavior, or tail wagging. Scan for clues before entering any property, and treat every encounter like it matters. In the next section, we'll cover how to avoid risky situations altogether. You'll learn about best practices in the field, what to carry, how to approach properties, and what habits will help keep you safer around dogs from the moment you step onto the job. Prevention. Now that we've covered how to recognize dog behavior and body language, let's talk about the part that really matters most, prevention, because the best way to avoid a dog bite is to never get into that situation in the first place. Whether you're stepping into someone's yard, walking past a home, or just unloading materials near a residence, your situational awareness is your first line of defense. Every job site is different, but the risks are often the same. Dogs in backyards, behind gates, loose in driveways, or even under structures. So let's start with the basics. Scanning the environment before you approach. Take a moment before you enter a property. Look for visual signs that a dog might be present, even if you don't see or hear one yet. Common red flags include a food or water bowl on the porch, chewed toys, ropes, or bones in the yard, scratch marks on fences or doors, a beware of dog sign. Believe it, heavy chains, kennels, or dog houses, barking from behind a fence or inside a house, and gates that are ajar, damaged, or unlocked. If you hear barking, don't assume the dog is secured. Barking doesn't always mean harmless. It means the dog knows you're there, and it's reacting. Never step onto a property without being sure it's safe to do so. Call out to announce your presence. Tap the gate, honk your horn. Give the dog and the homeowner a chance to react before you put yourself in a dangerous position. And remember, don't trust a fence just because it's standing. Dogs can jump over fences, dig under them, or push through damaged sections. If the fence looks questionable, assume the dog can get through it. Now let's talk about your own behavior and posture. The way you carry yourself can either calm a dog or make it feel threatened. If a dog approaches, your first move is to stay calm and stay still. Do not run. Running triggers a dog's chase instinct even if they weren't planning to bite. Turn your body slightly to the side, avoid direct eye contact, and keep your hands low and visible. Don't raise your arms or wave tools around. Keep your movements slow and controlled. Avoid bending over, reaching toward the dog, or making sudden movements that could be seen as aggression. You want to appear non-threatening, but confident. If the dog sniffs you, let it, but don't try to pet it or talk in an excited tone. Wait and observe. If you need to move away, do it slowly and calmly, keeping your side turned to the dog, and don't turn your back fully unless you're sure the dog is calm and uninterested. Let's talk about what you can carry to help you stay safe. Most field workers already have tools that can be used defensively. A clipboard, tool bag, safety vest, or jacket can be held between you and the dog to create distance or to distract if needed. A measuring tape can be used to gently deter a dog that's too curious without causing harm. Some workers carry dog deterrent spray. If your company allows it and you've been trained on how to use it properly, it can be an effective last resort for stopping an aggressive approach. Keep it accessible, not buried in a truck or tool belt. Just knowing you have it ready can reduce panic if things escalate. Other non-contact deterrents include whistles, air horns, or noisemakers that can startle a dog long enough for you to back away. Just be cautious. Some dogs may become more agitated by noise, especially if already on edge. One critical mistake to avoid: don't try to teach the dog a lesson. Don't yell, throw things, or kick toward the dog. That kind of response usually makes things worse, and it increases your risk of being bitten. Your goal is to de-escalate, not challenge. Now let's address an important part of the job: interacting with the owner. If someone is home, ask them directly, Do you have a dog, and can you secure it while I'm here? Don't rely on them saying, "Oh, he's fine," or "she's friendly." Friendly dogs bite too. It's not rude to ask for space, it's smart. It keeps both you and the dog safe. Also, don't let your guard down just because the dog is on a leash or in the yard. Leashed dogs can lunge. They can slip collars. They can pull free if their owner isn't paying attention. Stay alert, and stay outside the dog's reach whenever possible. Remember, most dog-related injuries aren't the result of surprise attacks. They're the result of familiarity and shortcuts. Workers who assume everything is fine because they've been here before or know the dog are often the ones who get bitten. Treat every job site as a new situation. To recap this section, scan every property before entering. Look and listen for signs of dogs. Announce your presence before stepping into a yard or walking toward a porch. Stay calm and neutral if a dog approaches. Don't run, stare, or make sudden moves. Use your gear, clipboards, bags, jackets as barriers or distractions if needed. Talk to the homeowner and insist the dog be secured. Avoid assumptions. Even dogs you know can behave unpredictably. Prevention is the best protection. In the next section, we'll talk about what to do if the worst happens. When a dog doesn't just bark or posture but charges or bites, what should you do in that moment? How do you protect yourself without escalating the situation? We'll cover real-world techniques and defensive strategies to help keep you safe when things go wrong. You've done everything right. You scanned the site, stayed alert, and kept your distance. But now there's a dog in front of you. It's not behind a fence, it's not wagging its tail. It's watching you, pacing, maybe growling. You're in a confrontation. This is the moment when instincts kick in, but the right instincts will keep you safe. Let's start with the most important principle. Don't panic, don't run, don't yell. A dog that's alert or defensive is looking for cues, and how you respond can either escalate the situation or diffuse it. The first thing to do is assume a defensive posture. That means turning your body slightly sideways to the dog. Why sideways? It makes you look smaller and less threatening. Face-to-face stances are more confrontational in the animal world. Keep your arms low, hands visible, and try to avoid direct eye contact while still keeping the dog in your peripheral vision. Speak calmly and firmly. Use short, confident commands like no, stay, go home. Say it once. Don't shout or repeat. A calm, assertive tone shows you're not afraid, but you're also not a threat. Now let's say the dog starts to approach. Maybe it's barking, maybe it's charging. What do? Do not turn and run. Running activates a dog's prey drive. Even friendly dogs will chase something that runs from them. Instead, stand your ground, keep your body turned, and slowly move backward while maintaining your defensive posture. If you're carrying anything, a clipboard, a bag, a jacket, use it as a barrier. Hold it in front of you, not above your head. It's not a weapon, it's a shield. If the dog lunges, let it bite the object, not you. Many field workers have avoided injury by sacrificing a vest or a tool bag in this exact way. If you have a spray deterrent, now is the time to use it, but only if you're trained and it's within reach. Don't fumble for it or dig in your belt while the dog is closing in. That's why carrying it ready and accessible is important if your employer allows it. If you don't have a spray, you can distract the dog, toss your tool bag or jacket to the side, not at the dog but away from your body. The movement may redirect its focus, giving you time to step back and retreat. Now let's talk about what happens if the dog attacks. If contact is made, protect your hands, arms, and neck. Most bites target the forearms, legs, or calves. If you can, let the dog latch onto your gear, not your body. If you're knocked down, curl into a ball with your knees tucked in and your arms over your head and neck. Stay still, don't scream, kick wildly, or flail. Movement keeps the dog engaged. Stillness may convince it to disengage. If you're able, try to keep a solid object between you and the dog, a truck, a tool bin, even a sawhorse. Use whatever you can. The goal is to buy time until help arrives, or until the dog loses interest and backs off. Now let's say the dog breaks contact and backs off. What then? Back away slowly. Don't turn your back. Don't run. Keep your eyes on the dog without staring directly into its eyes. Create distance, and once you're out of range, get behind a physical barrier, into a truck, behind a fence, inside a home if it's safe. Only once you're secure should you reach for your phone or radio to call for help. Even if you didn't get bitten, treat every serious confrontation like an incident. Make a mental note of the time and location, a description of the dog, size, color, markings, collar, what happened before, during, and after, any witnesses or neighbors present. If you were bitten, even if it seems minor, you need to report it. Many dog bites don't bleed much, but they carry high risk of infection. And if the dog isn't vaccinated, you may require treatment for rabies or tetanus. Don't shake it off. Document it. In the next section, we'll walk you through exactly what to do after a bite or attack, how to clean the wound, who to report it to, what information to gather, and how to protect yourself and others in the future. But for now, here's what we've learned. Stay calm, don't panic or run. Use a sideways stance, calm voice, and visible hands. Use your gear to shield, distract, or protect. If attacked, protect your vital areas and stay still. Retreat slowly once the dog backs off. Document and report the incident every time. Confrontations happen fast, but preparation helps you respond, not react. It's not about fighting back, it's about staying calm, staying smart, and staying safe. Even with training, awareness, and all the right precautions, sometimes things still go wrong. A dog lunges, you react, and before you know it, you've been bitten. It's easy in that moment to brush it off. Maybe it didn't bleed much. Maybe you think you scared the dog away. Maybe you don't want to make a big deal out of it. But here's the reality. Every bite is a big deal. Even a small one can lead to infection, lost work time, or worse. And how you respond afterward matters just as much as what you did in the moment. So let's walk through exactly what to do, step by step, if you're ever bitten or seriously threatened by a dog on the job. First, treat the wound immediately, even before calling it in. Time matters. If the bite is bleeding, apply firm pressure with a clean cloth or bandage. If possible, elevate the area above the heart to reduce swelling. Next, wash the wound thoroughly with soap and warm water for at least 5 minutes. Even if you're in the field, do the best you can with what you've got. If you have access to antiseptic wipes or spray, use them. Lightly cover the wound with a clean, breathable bandage to keep it protected. Dog bites often introduce bacteria deep under the skin, even if the surface wound looks small. Don't wait for signs of infection. Redness, swelling, pus, heat, or pain that gets worse over time are signs it's already progressing. Even if the bite doesn't seem bad, go get it checked. Field workers are exposed to dirt, oil, and bacteria every day, and dog mouths are full of germs. If left untreated, bites can lead to cellulitis, nerve damage, or worse. You should seek medical care immediately if the bite is deep, bleeding heavily, or on your face, hand, or joint. You can't tell if the skin is punctured, you're unsure of the dog's vaccination status, or it's been more than 5 years since your last tetanus shot. Doctors may prescribe antibiotics, pain relievers, or tetanus boosters, and in rare cases, they'll begin rabies treatment if the dog is unknown or acting strangely. Rabies is fatal if untreated, so don't take chances. After first aid and medical care, you must report the incident to your supervisor or safety officer, even if it didn't seem serious. Even if the homeowner says it's fine, you need to document it. When filling out your incident report, be as detailed as possible. Include time, date, and location of the bite, a clear description of the dog, breed, color, markings, collar, tags, what you were doing when it happened. I was walking around the back of the house to check the irrigation line, how the dog reacted. Barking, lunging, silent, friendly at first. Actions you took. First aid, medical visit, speaking to owner, any witnesses or other workers on site, and if possible take photos of the wound, the area, and any gear damage. These details don't just protect you, they help the company analyze risk, update protocols, and prevent this from happening again. If the dog is a known hazard on a specific property, it should be flagged in the system so no one else walks into the same danger. Remember, reporting is not complaining, it's safety, it's documentation, it's your responsibility. In many cases, your employer will need to file formal reports for workplace injury or contact animal control, especially if the dog was loose, unvaccinated, or unknown. You may also be eligible for workers' compensation depending on the injury. That process requires documentation, including your report and medical paperwork, so don't delay. If the dog's owner is present, try to get the dog's vaccination history, especially for rabies. If they won't provide it, that's a red flag, and the bite should be treated as potentially serious. You should also follow up with your supervisor or HR team in the days that follow. Make sure the report was processed, the incident logged, and that there's awareness moving forward, especially if this property will be visited again. Every dog bite is a painful experience, but it's also a chance to prevent the next one. After the incident is handled, take time to review. Could it have been avoided? Was there signage or warning signs that were missed? Should the property be flagged? Do you or your team need updated training or PPE? And most importantly, share what happened. Not for sympathy, but for prevention. Letting others on your crew know about a dangerous property, an aggressive dog, or a bad layout can stop another injury before it happens. Safety isn't just what we do in the moment, it's how we carry the lesson forward. To recap, clean and treat the wound immediately, get medical attention even for small bites, report the incident with full detail, follow up to ensure documentation is complete, and help flag dangerous sites and prevent repeat incidents. Dog bites are serious, but when we respond the right way, we protect ourselves, our co-workers, and the people who come after us. Safety doesn't stop when the dog runs off. It continues with every report, every follow-up, and every step we take to make the next job site safer. Thank you for taking this training seriously, and stay safe.